Yes, if you wish.
It's a strange time along this sword coast. The brink of war was averted, but the countryside remains hazardous to the citizenry.
War? What are you talking about, Viconia? The war your half-brother nearly started. What do you think I was speaking of? Why bring it up? I killed Saravok. His plans for war died with him. Perhaps his war died. That does not mean other conflicts won't arise. Perhaps I ramble on. If you wish, I'll stop bothering you. Oh no! Tell me, what have you been up to since all the trouble with Saravok happened? I have been a lost soul. When your race is used as a boogeyman, it is an uphill battle to even find a bag of dirt on a stable floor for the night. Children throwing apples, merchants losing the hounds, hunters with their arrows. And for what? Tales around a dinner table, a few guffaws at a watering hole? It has been trying past endurance, Echo. Well, how have you survived since we parted ways? I made the attempt to purchase land on the outskirts of Beregost. I dropped your good name whenever necessary to remain on steady footing locally. I remained hooded at all times, and it was only a matter of time and materials before I would own my own homestead, away from prying eyes. I was not looking to be a farmer, of course. I just wanted a place of my own, where I could find peace. My neighbor was Roran Midfallow, a stout, sunburnt farmer. We spoke often, and I allowed the mail to bring me supplies that I needed but could not acquire. Over time we formed an awkward friendship. He did not ask why I wore my hood, and I slowly began to trust him. He wondered though. That was obvious. The time to reveal myself as Drow came one late afternoon. A warm day, the sun was dappling along the south quarter of his farmland, and I pulled down my hood. Then he smiled a warm, inviting smile. He mentioned that his oldest son, Jiskanen, was busy making a feast to burst the first button, and that I was invited. We walked to his farmhouse, where his other son, a surly oaf named Funnard, was sickling quackgrass in the front yard. When I reached his farmhouse, I learned his true intentions. Somebody hit me in the back of my skull, and the ground rushed up to meet me. I had grown weak in my trust. They chortled as I lost consciousness, saying how easy it has been and congratulating each other on a fine cache. What happened next, Viconia? I woke up to searing pain. While unconscious, they had abused and tortured me. They tried to bury their sins. I could see nothing except for the lid of a coffin. They had buried me alive. A mistake not to kill me outright. The fools knew the name Drow, but were ignorant of my true spirit. Pain is the handmaiden of my people. Their tortures were amateurish in comparison. I split the coffin lid and let the earth in. I clawed to the surface, and pain did not slow me. I would not let weakness deter me from vengeance. What did you do then? I took my revenge, Zekel. I watched their house, listening to them celebrate their victory in the midst of drunkenness. I watched and I waited. Jiskanen, the younger son, left to use the outhouse. I jammed a stake in the door, trapping him inside. Then I set the building aflame. Roran came running, yelling to Funnard. As he stood helpless before the flames, I wrapped a garrote around his neck. I whispered to him of his mistake and mine. He had underestimated a Drow, and I had trusted foolishly. I tightened the wire until he breathed no more. By this time, the elder son Funnard returned with the bucket from the well to find his father's corpse and his brother a smoldering ember. He dropped to his knees in shock, which afforded me a height advantage as I caved his head with a miner's mallet. That's the way you do it. I am glad that you had your revenge. I am Drow, and I let myself be lulled foolishly. The vengeance was bitter, Zekel, because my own stupidity had made it necessary. A fascinating story. So this is what officially happened to Viconia, because, as I mentioned, the canon party in Baldur's Gate 1 is you, Minsk, Kali, Jahira, and Dinahir. And Imoen, of course. So Viconia was left alone after we rescued her. That's the official story. And you don't really know what happened to her, so if you romance her, then you learn of what officially happened. Of course, in our playthrough of Baldur's Gate 1, I chose to keep Viconia at my side. So in my story, she always traveled with me. But anyway, we'll close our eyes on this small inconsistency. This is an elaborate indoor aviary filled with exotic plants as well as numerous strange birds. You see a small bird flying through the branches of the aviary. You could catch it if you wish to. Catching the bird is surprisingly easy. When you reach for it, the bird flies straight to your hand and sits there calmly. Yes, everything so far is surprisingly easy about this quest. We just, well, except for the battle against the necromancers there. Well, they were not necromancers, I'm not sure. They might just be conjurers.
Yeah.
In any case, here is the bird, supposedly Monteron. From what the spectral harpists have said, you gather that this bird was once poor Monteron. This would be what Zara is looking for. So our mission here is done. Let's get out of here.
You must gather your party before. It is done. Yes, as I thought.
Your voice is ambrosia.
So, I have found out what happened to Monteron. Yes, he was turned into a bird, which I have with me here. Finally, Monteron will be returned to my side. This is excellent news, especially since some fools broke into my laboratory and slaughtered all my creations. They killed both of my apprentices too, it seems. Bah, I will put my work behind interminably. How excruciatingly annoying. Before I reward you, I'll polymorph Monty into his proper form, just to make sure you're not lying. Monty must have something interesting to say.
Stop touching me!
What in the... You're not Monteron?
As always, the pleasure is mine.
It's an assassin. And death will come on wings of song, a song of long and winding guile. And in the end, your end I wend, and in the end a harp will smile. What in blazes is going on here? Are you not his spy? My blade in his hide should answer you well enough. Here I did strike at his defenseless heart with a poison magical. I have no quarrel with you. We made the path difficult but not unknowable, and in the end this fool did perish, as well he should. What was his crime? What is the reasoning for this murder? Did you not think him strange? He was spying on the Harpers, an act that should make you question his alliances. You may not have known what he was, but we did. A necromancer in the service of the Zentrim, creating abominations for sale to the highest bidder. Far from their normal range, but not an unexpected enemy. He could not lay low with such a flamboyant manner, and we knew of him quickly. You merely helped in the inevitable, and so you are free. You served well, if unknowingly, and your agreement to help him is forgotten. The amulet is worthless, the blessed bear only Harper pins. Be gone, and hopefully your next dealings with the Harpers will be more pleasant. My own Harpers have used us. I should have suspected. The gaudy necklaces, the invitation. Ah well, if Zar was doing as she said, he deserved his fate. Oh, it's the bird is really the assassin trick, is it? As if that was a common thing. I should have seen that one coming. Cousin Baldur once pulled that on my great-uncle Tukar. Although to be fair, he didn't actually mean to kill anyone. He turned from a hummingbird into his original form just as a practical joke on my uncle's birthday. And he started the old gnome so much he went and had a heart attack on the spot. The elders were so upset they turned Baldur into a hummingbird for good. He liked it though and flew off. That branch of the family was always a bit odd in the head, if you catch my meaning. Only to get eaten by a griffin a week later, I hear. Now, that's justice if there ever was, I suppose.
Simple.
And that's the end of Tsar. And we'll never know what happened to Monteron. And we'll never know what he had to say about Irenicus. Although, to be frank, I think he was lying about the whole thing. And he didn't actually know anything about Irenicus. But we'll never truly know. So what was he carrying? Bracers of defense AC 6? Huh. That's a nice AC bonus, actually. I think I'll give that to him. And the staff. Staff spear +2. Which is not bad. Not bad at all, but I prefer the flaming sword. If only because of the flaming animation. Immune to charm is good. Let's give that to Jaheira. And Viconia could wear a helmet.
Shah guides my hand.
Alright, Viconia levels up. She gains a level 5 spell. I'm gonna take a mass cure for her. And then Jan Jansen levels up. As a thief.
Pardon, Turnip, you need my skills, I see.
Uh-huh. If you wish.
And that is it for the Harperhold quests. And there are many more quests related to the Harpers and Jaheira. And here, if you are not romancing Jaheira, the quest goes on immediately. I mean, the quest line continues immediately. But since we are romancing Jaheira, this is actually dependent on one of the love talk dialogues. So it will continue, but at a much later point. So for now, we are free to go and do other things, such as what we were planning in the first place. And that is go to Nalia's stronghold.
Yes. What do you want?
What you want?
Oh, hello, can I help you? Actually, perhaps you can help me. Help you? Who are you and what do you mean? I am a messenger sent by the High Merchant of Trade Meat to find someone to help our town. You look like adventurers. You might be just the sort of help we need. Who is this High Merchant? He is Lord Logan Copreth, Mayor and High Merchant of Trade Meat. He's willing to offer a substantial reward for anyone who can help Trade Meat out of its difficulties. What kind of difficulties are you referring to? The town is under attack by forest animals. The High Merchant thinks druids may be responsible, but we haven't the manpower to find them and stop it. Why would druids be attacking Trade Meat? I've never heard of such a thing. Nobody knows why we're attacked. We've done nothing to deserve this. We're not even positive the druids are responsible. They've never done anything like this before. And Jaheira says druids would not attack a town without cause. It would be a very extreme reaction, Zekel, and it's definitely something we should investigate. The townsfolk are growing angry, however, and Lord Logan wishes to resolve this before anything unfortunate occurs. Suppose I decide to help you. I need to gather coin to aid a friend being held by the Cowled Wizards. Is there a reward involved? I'm not sure how much is it, but it will be a large one. Lord Logan is wealthy and is desperate for some help, you see. Oh, most excellent. Where is this town? Here, I can show you on your map. Do you think you might be able to help us? Yes, I think I can. I've been known to deal with such things in the past. Excellent. I'll send word to Lord Logan to expect you. Thank you for your assistance. It cannot be. I would sooner tear out my eyes than strike down innocent animals. Well, perhaps only one eye. But do not think me any less incensed. Ah, the smell of adventure is nigh. Or is that the ale spilled on the floor? You know, come to think of it, there's not too much difference between the two. One usually follows the other, if you take my meaning, unless you happen to be Uncle Prebar, who took a milk bath before and after an adventure. Ah, poor Uncle Prebar. If it weren't for those baths, he might still be with us. Why do you bring him up? Why do you bring him up? And what's wrong with milk baths? Well, nothing, unless you happen to be attempting to sneak through a dungeon filled with hobgoblins and you have a few dozen cats noisily following the smell of sour milk and meowing all the time. Well, at least the smell prevented them from eating him. The hobgoblins, I mean, not the cats.
What?
Jan Janssen is a never-ending supply of silly stories that are probably not true.
Declare yourself.
Hold, travelers. What is your business here in Athkatla? I am a simple merchant. I deal in spices and silks. Spices? Is that a fact? Stand and deliver while I search you. Now, really, there is no cause for that. I think there is. Here then, is this some of your spices? Why, yes, they are. Though, if you were to think them suspect, would a few gold in a sample turn your eye? A few gold, you say? I don't know. I think you will find my spices well worth it. It is especially difficult to acquire lotus petals of such a dark hue. Almost black. Black lotus, of course. You've a deal. On your way then. Thank you very much, good sir. Black lotus is the common drug here.